Hello, hi, good morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning and also happy weekend for all of citizens, Malaysians, and us. All right, today we meet again for our next open day for Masa Avenue International College for this month. So we bring you special guest today again for the I think like trillion times. Okay, we meet again. So before we start, I would like to have a warm welcome to our handsome gentleman, Mr. Fong Yit Meng, the CEO of Airbel Technologies. Hi, Mr. Fong. How are you? We meet again in this time.
Good morning, Cikgu Nita.
Good
Yeah,
morning.
it's a wonderful weekend and thank you for having me here again. My
Yeah.
pleasure to be here to join you.
Okay. All right. I'm Nita Yusni Muhammad Idris from the School of Business and Accountancy. So today we would like to talk another special topic, okay, that I think most of us are familiar with about entrepreneur and why do you think that entrepreneur is now becoming not only trending but boosting in terms of to increase the economy not only for personal income but also for the national income, but we're not talking about income, right, Mr. Fong? We are talking about something special. Okay, so just a brief, okay, Mr. Fong is the Chief Executive Officer for Airbel Technologies, and not only that, Mr. Fong is also one of our industry advisor and industry partner. So we are in a good collaboration about discussing some academic matters, industry matters, and he also is in a good expert as train the trainer, and also he has been involved in quite outstanding achievement, and also has given a lot of effective trainings about business management and others. All right. So today, in conjunction with the Persuasion thematic month, okay, we bring you another interesting topic, which is about persuasive entrepreneur. So before this, we just only know entrepreneurship, okay, and then what is persuasive entrepreneur? So we bring you special and expert guest speaker to talk about persuasive entrepreneur and how do you use persuasion to influence and also to convince your customers. Okay, so without further ado, Mr. Fong, as an introduction, okay, maybe some of us may not know what is persuasion, what is persuasive entrepreneur, and in your opinion, why is it important, okay, for entrepreneurs to have effective persuasion skills? So go to you, Mr. Fong.
Thank you, Cikgu Nita, for your introduction and
Thank
also
you. All
to
right.
this topic. Yes, indeed, we used to have only entrepreneur in the olden
Yes.
days. Now we have different types of entrepreneur. And persuasive in entrepreneur is probably one of the most talked about topic recently. So it is not something new. It is the core of entrepreneurship and selling. So why don't we start with this? Um, Many of us are here today because we are related to Masa Avenue. So a lot of those who join us today, probably they are students. So I want you to think about it. Okay, try to think about the one good day that you have a discussion with your parents. For example, assume that I'm a school leaver, and one day I met my father and I tell him, Dad, I think I want to study business in Masa Avenue. We all have these kind of conversations, right? And then I'll start to explain to him, well, Dad, I want to be a businessman and I want to join this company, then start my own business as an entrepreneur. Okay, and why I chose Masa is because you see their reputation, they have so many qualified teachers, they are so good at this and that, their campus is good, right? And then that I tell you, if you look at the distance from the college to our house, it is just within like 5 kilometers, it's even walking distance. So you can still have me staying at home and then we save a lot of transportation costs, etc. And then here comes the story. Okay, if you compare the fee with all this and that, so we are getting a lot of benefits by joining Masa because with the fees and the things that we get, it is extremely worth it. Good deal, best in town. So everybody is actually an entrepreneur. and a persuasive entrepreneur. In
So
that
that
case,
means, Mr. Fong, without we realizing it, we are also entrepreneur indirectly, right?
yes, exactly. You just don't charge people for that, right? But look at it this way, persuasion is every day's work. It is in our conversation today. So if we put it into an entrepreneur's journey, we start to ask question, why do people want to buy from you, right?
Yes,
Okay,
correct.
and entrepreneurs are here to serve a purpose. Every entrepreneurs are so uniquely them that they are there to serve a purpose. Okay, so the point now is, how do you tell your client that you are serving them, you're delivering what they want? And this is the time where you need to persuade them. If you're old enough to look at the histories, right? Last time, if you open a sundry shop near your neighborhood, you don't need to persuade people to come to your shop to buy something from you. You just put it there, people will come. Same goes to shopping malls. Okay, you build it, they will come. Do you need persuasion? No,
Yeah.
right? Technically speaking. But in today's world where we are so connected, it is very important for you to communicate well with your client, your stakeholders, okay, including your suppliers, including your clients, including the people that are not paying, for example, the community near you. So you need to persuade them to tell them, hey, you see, I'm doing business here and I try to bring benefits to the society. So this is persuasion entrepreneur, where they need to persuade the stakeholders and people around them,
Yeah.
okay, to buy in the idea. Think of it this way. Today's business world is so complex that first of all, we have internet that breaks all barriers and borders. Okay. Secondly, we have so many competitions coming in. So if you cannot communicate with your client, people that wants to buy from you, probably you just couldn't get the deal, right? And secondly, when we are in doing business as an entrepreneur, one of the major problem is funding.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you can't talk to your investor or your shareholder, then probably it sounds like a very big alert,
Yeah.
red flag, net, 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 net. Okay, and with the explosion of information thanks to internet, people start to have awareness. We talk about eco-friendly, we talk about sustainability, we talk about the purpose of a entrepreneur. It needs to do more good than harms. So your client has this kind of mentality, and comes the activists or people who cares about the world will come to, I couldn't say audit, but they'll come to question you. Is this business doing good for the
Yeah.
nature, right?
True.
Is this a responsible business? Okay. Is this business uh, a kind of scam business? So people starts to talk to you, okay? It is important to engage with them, even though they are not your client, and persuade them and tell them that, hey, look, this is what we are doing. Try to understand more.
Yeah.
So for today's topic, I give one more example of why we need to be a persuasive entrepreneur. Imagine this. Um, in the early 1990s, okay, I go to an electrical shop and I want to buy a vacuum cleaner, the classic vacuum cleaner story. Okay, I walk into an electrical shop. I tell them, "Hey, I need a vacuum cleaner." The owner, which is the entrepreneur, will tell me, "Okay, Mr. Fong, this is vacuum cleaner. A cost 100 ringgit, B 200 ringgit, C 500 ringgit. These are the feature. Small, medium, large, right?" And then I pick. That was the olden days, where uh, we buy because of convenience, because we have no options, no choice, right? But in today's world, when we talk about vacuum cleaner, we talk about something else. Okay, as an entrepreneur, for example, if I run an electrical shop, 结果 Nita comes to me and say, Yit Meng, I want a vacuum cleaner. So what I need to do is not to show her a list of products that she can Google.
Yeah.
What I need to do is to ask Chico Nita, why do you need a vacuum cleaner? And then she starts saying, okay, my children, they mess up a lot of things, so I need to vacuum and clean the house. And then I will start to ask the second why. Why do you need to clean it? Uh, do you need to clean it frequently, or is it a one-time off to no more? And Chico Nita will start answering questions. And at the end of the day, I'll bring her this vacuum cleaner, this X amount of money, 2,000 ringgit vacuum cleaner. And she was
Mm-hmm.
like, wow, 2,000 ringgit for a vacuum cleaner?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Chico Nita, what you need is not a vacuum cleaner. You need cleanliness. You need a HEPA filter to filter up the germs and COVID. Okay.
Yeah.
Preferably, it can automatically vacuum the whole house. Okay, without you getting involved, because your time is precious and you're a
Yeah.
working person, right? And at
True.
the end of the day, I'm selling her a robotic vacuum cleaner, right? So this is how we persuade customer, because options are abundance. And as an entrepreneur, we need to sell what the clients wants. So if
Yeah.
I can't persuade you to buy my product, which is the robotic vacuum cleaner, I have no choice but to sell based on price, the cheaper wins, right? But it is not always about money.
Yeah.
In entrepreneurship, in business, it is about the value. So
Correct.
this is a basic introduction of why we need persuasive entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Of course, uh, having said that, unless your business is necessity that everybody needs to buy from you. For
Yeah.
example, if you are supplying electricity, right, then yeah, everybody has to buy from you.
True.
But until then, until you have a monopolistic style, if you are in the free market, chances are you need to be persuasive.
Yes. Yeah, I like that last word, free market. We are now operating in a free market system, and not only that, what you just mentioned is about persuasion is no longer about okay, this is for you, this is for you. It's about how do you convince the people, and especially like if you can agree with me, because we are now having a different gap of generation, like generation X, millennials, generation Z especially, and then the way you want to persuade a different generation group is different. Like for me, I'm under generation X. Yes, what you say is correct, Mr. Fong. I'm looking for not only for the price but the value, because okay, I want this, okay, even though the price is quite high, but you give all the benefits, and whatever that entrepreneurs need to provide is solution and the value, which is a very good application that we are now are no longer in terms of hard selling. Okay, where you have buy this, if you not Miss Nita, then Mr. Fong, you will be regretful in the future, I cannot guarantee that. It's like what, then you mean like, do you agree, Mr. Fong? Like we are not no longer in a hard selling environment, because that's what persuasion is about. And then before we go to the next question, okay, nowadays the use of social media, like TikTok, okay, Facebook, even YouTube, LinkedIn. So, how do you think that the application of social media can help these entrepreneurs to persuade their customers? Because you see live Instagram, live stream yet. So, even now we are doing live. So, how do you think that entrepreneurs can use these persuasion skills to get more, leads, more visitors?
Oh, well, this is a very good question, Cikgu Nita. I'll tell you why. Uh, there's a reason why we call it a social media, right? Because it
Mm-hmm.
is a media, a medium from to connect someone's message sending to another
Yes.
person. Okay,
Correct.
that's how it works. Fundamental. When we talk about media, we have like last time we have like TV Tiga, RTM, right? And then
Yes.
we have newspapers. It is nothing special than that in the sense that we do have that this kind of media in the past. But what is important now is we have the control.
Yeah.
Okay, last time in the early 80s, it's very hard for an ordinary person like me to be able to speak to so many students, okay, publicly. Okay,
Yeah.
now everybody can do it. So this is the game changer. The game changer that um, expanded the possibilities for each and everyone. Okay, so it's higher competition. Okay, every minute 500 hours worth of videos were uploaded to YouTube.
Very good.
You want to be a YouTuber, you better think twice. Every
Yeah.
minute you have 500 hours of your and then another 500 videos, 500 hours
True.
worth of videos. So it is
Yes.
important to understand how it works and deliver value. Ask ourselves why people want to look at us. Why do people want to know? Because we are the expert. Okay. Social media is a place where we, as the entrepreneur, build trust, and that is the first thing. Build trust with our audience. Let it be those that buy from us or those that will never buy from us. We make we show them this is who we are. This is what we stand for. This is what we offer, and we are the expert in this area.
Yeah.
Referring back to the vacuum seller part, you will come to me to buy a vacuum not because I'm near your house. It's simply because I'm the expert that tells you which type of vacuum is suitable for you.
Yeah.
You need a robotic vacuum instead of an ordinary cheap vacuum that you need to do all the manual and then the wire hastening all these problems. So I'm the expert. And in this era where information is abundance, people are so smart and they know a lot of things, they learn very fast, can do a lot of comparisons, they look at reviews. So it is more important than ever really use social media to tell people how good we are, who we
Yeah.
are, to build the
Yes.
trust. And at the same time, we persuade them using social media. So I'll share one technique with you. How do we persuade customer to buy from us? When we refer to the sales cycle, basically we will have to create awareness, and then we
Yes.
have to uh, present and offer them, and then we have to handle the objection before the real purchase is done. So you can use all three steps using social media. For example, if we understand that okay, people always think that um, they need an they need a basic vacuum, then we use social media to show them the benefits,
Yeah.
testimonials, right? Okay, and like in what we are doing now, because Masa Avenue cares about the students and want to bring more value to the students. That's why we are here today, right? Spending our
Yeah.
weekend, okay, to share knowledge because we care, because we want to help the people. We want to share the knowledge and build a better person. That's why we are here. So this is one way to persuade your client, your community or stakeholders around us. Hey, we care. Just look at us. Try us for 1 year. We are consistently posting new updates, sharing knowledges, spending a few years worth of weekends
Yeah.
for the students. Are we good? We are the best, man.
Okay. Yes, yes. So that means we can see that nowadays even the purchasing power of customers are much more, greater than the previous one because the influence of the social media. All right, Mr. Fong? Okay, we have one question here before we go to the next part from Miss Razia. So she asks here, in selling the products, many entrepreneurs focus on the art of persuasion and pay less importance on integrity. Yeah, because some entrepreneurs they are more on persuading and they do not focus much on integrity part. So how can institutions produce entrepreneurs who can ace persuasion skill but at the same time maintain the integrity? Wow, this is very important in terms of integrity because you have done the integrity. So how do you maintain at the same time you want to persuade your customers, but because sometimes we forgot that we are deviating towards moral. So how do you what is your opinion about this, maintaining persuasion and also integrity at the same time? Very good.
Very good question, really. It's a very
Yeah. Yeah.
This has been the topic that I really love to debate with people around me.
I
Okay,
see.
how do you
Okay.
persuade without manipulating?
Yeah,
Okay,
correct.
simple terms. It is
Mm-hmm.
always ethics. Okay, uh, one good thing that I can see from social media and the digital world is that everybody
Mm-hmm.
has access to use this powerful tool for the benefit of community because it reaches to a lot of people. It's easier to share information. 20
Yes.
years ago, if you are Cikgu Nita, you work on over the weekend for students. Nobody knows. Today, we know whole world, right?
Yeah.
So when it comes to persuasion and integrity, it is about who you mix. Okay, it is about the nature of the environment, the people you are in. One thing I really like about working with Cikgu Nita is because she or you really put effort into doing what we need to do. We spend time on discussion, we spend time on preparation, we have a lot of discussion before this. So this
Mm-hmm.
is one very good way to maintain the integrity by mixing with the people that you want. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we cannot judge other people's. Okay, but if we choose to have integrity, it is more of a choice. If we choose to
Yeah.
have integrity, then we mix with the right people, we go to the right college, we learn from the right lecturer, we mix with the group of people who really go for, yes, we need to have integrity, yes, we need to look at sustainability. Then
Yes.
probably this is the best way. So it always falls back to the education system, the
True.
policies, and the people
Yes.
around us. And this is also why we are here today to spread the real good vibes that look about we don't talk about money, we talk about how we bring better changes for the
Mm-hmm.
people around us. So this is one way to maintain my integrity, okay, by doing good to people. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that there are a lot of people who who get tempted to manipulate,
Yes.
right?
Because people tend to mix up between persuasion and manipulation, because they think that, oh,
Yes.
I'm persuading but you're manipulating. That's why, like, yeah, the question from Mr. is good, and also your point is that who we mix with and how do you bring yourself to the others. If you do good, then it will be good. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we go to the next question before we go to Miss Katie. So, in order for us to have this strong, not only ethical of practice in entrepreneurship, integrity, there must be challenges, right, Mr. Fong? So, what do you think
Yes.
that the barriers or challenges to persuasion, effective persuasion for entrepreneurs? There must be problems or challenges. What do you think that?
Two main problems.
Okay, all right.
First, culture issue. Culture.
Okay.
When we talk about culture, goes back to the previous question in
Mm-hmm.
terms of integrity. In a country where survival of the fittest wins, it's either I rob you or you rob me,
Yeah.
right? Kind of culture,
Mm-hmm.
they have their own set of culture. And if we tell them that, hey, you need to persuade people and maintain integrity, possibly they can't because that is their culture. So
Mm-hmm.
things comes in two ways. First is from an entrepreneur's point of view, our culture and background shape who we are. Okay.
Yes.
And then now we need to tell the other party this is what we stand for, this is who we are, and I need to persuade you. And this is normally
Mm-hmm.
where the problem comes in,
Yes.
culture issue. Okay. A lot of entrepreneurs stand from our own standpoint. We look from our direction. And it's not easy to understand what the other side is going through.
Yeah.
Okay. Another example is, for example, okay, today talk about college, right? Today we are offering courses for our students. So we need to continuously engage with our students or the school leavers before
Mm-hmm.
we know what is important for them
True.
so that we can persuade them. And the challenge when it comes to culture, I mentioned there are two ways, right? One is we cannot understand the culture from the other side. The second part is people cannot articulate what they are thinking towards us.
Mm.
So this is normally where the persuasion has the challenges are, the culture differences. The second challenge is preparation.
Yeah.
How much do you prepare? How well did you prepare yourself to understand your market before you prepare before you start the persuasion process? A lot of people come look at you. Okay, I'm gonna use this kind of some NLP techniques or whatever techniques, right? Yeah, and then we hard sell and push and push and push. But it
Mm.
always falls back to the preparation because a lot of people just don't like to do the preparation work, fact finding. So these are the two challenges that often become the blind spot when it comes to persuasion.
Okay, so culture and the preparation, because sometimes what culture sometimes influence the way you want to provide effective entrepreneurship, and also the preparation, because if you do not know what is persuasion, that means you may think that okay, just go on and sell your product. Okay, if customers do not buy, okay lah, we threaten them and whatnot, right, Mr. Fong?
Yeah,
Okay, here's from Miss Katie. She said that a persuasive entrepreneur is not only able to convince customers to buy, yes, about convincing customers to buy, but also to create a strong network of connections, excited about helping their organizations or ideas to grow. Unfortunately, there's one issue. Persuasion is not a skill that we can develop overnight. Do you agree about this, Mr. Cheng? Mr. Fong, do you think that persuasion can be developed overnight or can
it
be practiced suddenly?
is a no. Definitely is no. What Katie is saying is very very true. You
Mm-hmm.
see, when it comes to persuasive entrepreneur, everybody thinks that the moment I manage to close a sales is a persuasive sales successful now. It actually doesn't work that way. What Katie said is very true. It is about the strong relationship and bonding, and only time will tell whether the sales is a one-time sales or we successfully persuade them to buy from us. So the one indicator is if the client only buy one time or buys one product from you, probably that is considered a sales. Okay.
Yeah.
But if you are able to persuade them to support your brand, for example, iPhone. A lot of people are queuing for iPhone, right? Pre-order out of stock pula,
Yes.
right? It is today. They are persuasive enough to tell you, hey,
Mhm.
iPhone is not about a phone. It is about protecting your privacy. So you'll continue to support them, right?
Mm.
So this is the different level of entrepreneurship or different level of selling. So now the question goes back to people cannot develop overnight. This is what I believe because of the two problems that we
Yeah.
mentioned earlier. The challenges first is the culture. How fast can you understand the culture of someone? It's like for those people who never understand earthquake, okay, like Malaysian, we don't understand earthquake. It is very hard for us to persuade people in Japan because they experience earthquake every single day.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
This is an experience that we cannot gain overnight. I wish there's a USB drive and we plug in and I learn, but
True.
unfortunately, no, it takes a lot of practice.
Yeah.
First of all, it's practicing how we deliver. Okay.
Mm.
Use different types of way to present. Although it's the same idea, the same point, try different ideas, try different ways to articulate. Okay.
Mhm.
Secondly, try to talk to more people to always look at the other side of the world,
Yeah.
or in short, to identify our blind spot. Okay, I can tell you orange. This is an orange. Is it a fruit? Okay, a real fruit or a plastic orange model, or it's just a color, right? So this requires a lot of practice. I hope I answered your
Okay.
question, Kathy.
Yeah, I think that actually answered to our next question, right, Mr. Fong? Because the next question is about how do you think that entrepreneurs can effectively develop successful persuasive skill is through practicing as well as building up a good networking of communication as well. So I think it answered the questions for us already. Okay, I just have this pop up in my head since you said that about skill and then preparation. So you can see in our environment, especially, like youngsters, okay, very much, energetic youngsters. They are very much eager. I want to open a business, Dad. I want to become an entrepreneur. I'm very young. I know how to get people. So do you think that becoming an entrepreneur is about trending, or is it because you have the passion like we have discussed in the previous topic, or is it just like you want to follow the people, or because of you want to become a famous entrepreneur?
Well, let's look at it this way. There are a lot of reasons for people to be an entrepreneur, to start
Yeah.
their journey. Um, we can say that some wants the money because they get the idea that okay, entrepreneur can make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay? Second type of people who wants to be an entrepreneur, they want to get back their time. Okay, because you see, my boss come in just work for 2 hours a day, kind of things, right? But I think maybe some of you have seen this meme or joke in the internet. I don't want a 9 to 5 work. That's why I start my own business. Now I work 24/7.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, misconception. And all this belong to the category that you mentioned, the trend. Wants to give it a try, which is very much good because young people like I used to be a young person, right? Full of passion, energetic, full of hope towards the world. I'm gonna change the world. Yeah, I want
Yeah.
to I want to do this, and I mean this is very good. Okay, to really have these young and energetic people to change
Yeah.
the world. It would be bad if our future generation said, nah, uh, it's not for me. Then that is a sign that the country is going to go the other way downwards,
Yes.
right? So it's really good. So I think what is important is the support, the network to support them, the community to support them. Okay, it's very
Yes.
good that Masa has this kind of thoughts that we can share it with many people. Okay, that people can still continue to view it and watch it over and over again to start to think what is important for them. Well, so I would really encourage people to join the entrepreneurship journey because it opens up a lot of opportunities in terms of how you build yourself. That's why I'm here today as an entrepreneur.
Correct, correct. Okay, another point, okay, that maybe you may want to share your experience and from your, seminars, from your talk. Seems like we discussed just now, it is not easy to develop persuasive skills just an overnight. So how do you think that if a person wanted to become an entrepreneur or already an entrepreneur, how do they maintain or how do they come up with a good persuasive skills so that you are not only maintaining your integrity but also you're becoming a very ethical entrepreneur, okay, by having effective persuasive skill? How do you develop that?
Well, when it comes to persuasive, basically there are two angles that we look at it. If I want to persuade someone, either I show you the data for for those who like data analytics, okay, or we use the emotion part.
I
Now
see.
we go back to the Masa College example just now. I'm a school leaver. I want to persuade parents. Okay, basically I'm hard selling Masa to my parents. That's the relationship, right? So first thing I tell, okay, Dad, look at this. It is within 5 kilometers from our home. So it is data.
Okay.
Okay, it showed that okay, this is data. So Dad, you see, this is their rate. Their fee is this much. Okay, we can have this much of savings if we stay near to our house. And then compared to other colleges, ASA give us so many extra things, the extracurricular, the programs, the opportunities. Okay, so these are cost benefits analysis. Right? Is this
Yeah.
still data? The second part of being persuasive is tackle the emotion. Okay. Still go back to the same scenario. Okay, staying near my house. Okay, good. So as the father, right? Yeah, if my son stay near my house, yeah, I can still continue to see him and have dinner with him. Yeah, very good. Emotionally, yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Right? So when it comes to the analytics of the cost benefits, right? Money saving, of course, it's good. Right? It is the security. Okay, it gives me as a parent more security in the sense that I'm getting a better value. Okay. And then when we look at the brand, oh, this is, oh, so they have so many activities and they are recognized in so many areas. Yeah, and this is a brand. So it makes me, I'm proud that my son studied in Masa, right?
Yeah.
So the two main components when it comes to persuasion technique is either you use data to support or you tackle emotion. So these are the two main uh, categories. So if you go down, what else do you need to learn? For example, create resonance. Okay, um, make people feel like they want to talk to us, like what we are doing now.
Yeah.
Okay, Nita is here on a Saturday morning. Okay, for the students. So this makes people love you. This makes people trust you, and this is how we persuade people.
Okay.
Okay, but in addition to that, when we talk about the integrity part, how do we build our persuasive skill without sacrificing our integrity? Okay. First step is to try different or many ways to deliver the same message.
Okay.
Okay. It helps us to understand from different angles. It helps us to understand um, what different people wants to hear and what resonates with them. Okay.
True.
And then the second step is we try to lead to a familiar problem. We start with a familiar problem. Okay. You need a vacuum cleaner to clean your house. From there, we branch out. So it takes a lot of practice, requires you to talk to a lot of people. And this is why um, selecting the right institution, let's say college or university or even school, helps because this is where we spend most of our time with. Okay, we spend more of our time with these people, the lecturers, the dean, the students. Okay, and these are the people who we continuously engaging with them. We talk with them, we exchange idea, we learn from them that okay, so this is morally correct, this is ethically right. Okay, so this is how we can practice our persuasive skill and prepare ourselves for entrepreneur's journey. Of course, one very important key is try to get mentor. Okay, that is outside of your zone. People from the industry, people that you met while you are strolling the shopping mall, they might one day be a very good mentor that gives you a lot of guidance. Okay,
Yeah.
especially in this tertiary education level where everybody is given 3 or 4 years of time to find ourselves, to find our value and beliefs. Imagine this, for the past 18 years, okay, people, for example, if I'm a student, I've been living under influence of my parents, my families, my teachers, okay? They tell me what is right or wrong. So when I'm in college and in university, this is where I start to challenge their teaching. Hey, is he trying to manipulate me for his benefit or is this real? So this is the time where we experiment.
I see.
If you are an entrepreneur or you intend to be an entrepreneur, you have to understand that entrepreneurship is all about going into the unknown, exploring the unknown. So it is very good to start to try different persuasive techniques, try to challenge our beliefs, try to challenge ourselves. I want to start this business because I think it helps somebody. Along the way, we might get detoured from original plan. For good or for bad, we do not know. But what is important is we continue to calibrate where we are heading. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to the persuasive techniques, it is always good to keep practicing.
All right. Okay, that's a very good point. Okay, in order for you to develop a good, effective persuasive skill is practice. Okay, and mentor, because to for you to come out with the comfort zone, so at least you have some clear pictures. What is actually a successful persuasive entrepreneurs? All right. So we have come to the end, near the end of our session. It's why very very fast, Mr. Fong. It's today
Time
the time is running so fast.
flies.
A lot to talk. Okay, before we go to the last question, I have this one thinking, since there may be some students would like to ask, Miss, teacher, Mr. Fong, I'm a graphic student, I'm a journalist student, even a multimedia student, or even beauty student. Can I be an entrepreneur? So, what it takes to become an entrepreneur? Is there just a qualification, or is there anything else that I'm not in the business field, so but I have this passion to be an entrepreneur, but I'm in different line. So, how is that, Mr. Fong?
Okay, this is a very very good question. Okay, especially when I'm in a lot of this college, right? The students always ask this question. So it means that this person is actually looking for his identity and trying to get support. So why I say this? Because entrepreneur is just a term, right? Like the example we mentioned earlier. I try to sell Masa Avenue to my father. I'm already an entrepreneur. It's just that Masa don't pay me for selling the course to my father,
Mhm.
right? If
Okay.
they pay me, I'm an entrepreneur. So it's time to look at the real thing that we are doing. Entrepreneur is a term, okay, to describe people. But the real thing is you have passion in what you're doing. You
Mhm.
are the expert in your domain. You're providing very good quality of services and you continuously improve yourself. That are the qualities to be a very successful entrepreneur. We're not talking about corporates that everybody needs to be a listed company. No, the world doesn't work this way, right?
Yeah.
So what is important is do you have passion in what you're doing? Are you the expert and are you continuously improving it? And sometimes I will tell even people around me, it is okay to quit something to move into something that your passion calls. So this is what um, an entrepreneur should have. They should understand that I'm doing what I like. I'm driving the whole business for myself. And that this is where the challenge are. Oh, I'm not, for example, I'm a makeup artist. I'm good with um, let's say art, but I'm not good with accounts. It is okay. You can hire, right? Being an entrepreneur means you build relationship. So this is where persuasive entrepreneur comes in. Look at it
True.
this way. If I am a makeup artist, I got a certificate, I'm doing a very well job among the people I know. Now, I can be a hardcore sell guy. Okay, come to me, this discount. Okay, best price, and I blast it through social media. That makes me an entrepreneur, but it's a hard sell type of entrepreneur. If I am a makeup artist and I want to be a persuasive entrepreneur, what I'll do, I share what I'm doing on social media to build a brand. Personally, I'm the brand. Okay. And when I has a company name and I set up another social media accounts and people understand the brand, this is business branding. So we can use two different channels to persuade our customer that why you choose me. Because this is my company, I'm committed to it. Because my daily activities, okay, these are what I do, these are my work. Okay. You don't need a you don't need a license to post on social media, right? At least until now. So when we talk about this group of people, as an entrepreneur, we always find solutions. We persuade our first batch of employee. Okay, join me. Okay, you see, I am a graduate from this. I'm doing this job well. Okay, come join me. Be my be my partner. Okay, we
Mm.
build this business together. So we persuade our stakeholders. We mentioned about stakeholders. So
Yeah.
my partner is my stakeholders. My employee. Okay, I'm not good with accounts. Since you are a qualified accountant, why don't you join me? And we build this together. So
Mm.
I persuade my core team. Okay.
I
And
see.
of course, the customer is always about leaving value and etc. And then comes back to the question that we mentioned earlier in the session, money and mother, the farmer.
Yeah, Fama. True, true.
Farmer invest in my business. Da 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 da. Okay, you see, I can generate higher return than your fixed deposit and with capital guarantee. Okay, etc.
True.
So that's why
Yeah, yeah.
persuasive entrepreneur is much needed more than ever. Simply because everybody is an entrepreneur by nature. Okay, it's just whether you want to make huge profit from it or not.
Yeah.
Okay, and for a lot of, especially, I realized that the young, so-called young generation, the 18 to let's say 20 years old, they're in at the age of exploring ideas, and there are a lot of
Mm.
doubts. That's why the support from people around them is very important. Okay, so that's
Right.
why the topic of persuasive entrepreneur is actually very, very true, especially for small and micro businesses.
Yeah.
When you are starting your business, you really need that. And this is also where you have to everything gels in. The challenges that you will face is the culture.
Mm.
I am a 18 years old young man without business experience and no track records. Okay, my father is a baby boomer that experienced
Yeah.
Japanese
Yeah. Well,
occupation, World War II, right?
yes.
Now, do you understand his culture? It is
Correct.
not easy. For us, we look at, yeah, I can build this, I can make money. For him, he's maybe 60 over years old to 70 years old today. So for him, every ringgit in his pocket is worth 10 ringgit in the
Yeah.
future.
True.
Okay. So this is where we go to the second challenge to persuade your your stakeholder is the preparation. Do you really study the market? Do you really have a plan? How much effort you put in to persuade him? And this is a preparation. So these are, when you ask me the two challenges, these are the main challenges that people face. A lot of people, I want to persuade for the sake of persuade without any preparation work.
Mm.
Okay,
True.
without understanding the culture. So I really love to encourage people to join the entrepreneur journey. You will
Yeah.
definitely gain something. Forget about the monetary risk that you might uh, lose, because all kinds of risks are what you call that, calculated risk. Of course, I'm not asking you to dump money and just jump in as an entrepreneur. No,
Yeah. True.
doing the right preparation, meeting more and more people. Okay, think through every possibility.
Mm.
Okay, and find yourself a safety net. Don't go get loan from Along and then start a business. It doesn't work.
Yes.
That shows that this company is fail because their cost of funds is very, very high.
Mm-hmm,
Right?
mm-hmm. True. True.
Being entrepreneur, being part of in entrepreneur allows you to and go beyond your comfort zone. It is always a win. Let's put into another perspective. Okay, while you're young, if you don't explore more and find yourself an answer to the calling, probably someday you will still have to go through that path to take risks. So why not? Okay, if you have the opportunity, learn to solve problem. It is actually in the mind. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's in the mind
Yes, correct.
problem, and it is very important because it's not only about entrepreneur. It's not about career or money. It is about the lifelong skill.
True. Yes, correct. So that means what we can say that passion, okay, and prepare yourself and come out with the comfort zone, as well as meeting a lot of people. And what you said just now, it is not only about money because yes, every day we're taking risks about money, but yes, money is also important to generate your income, and also your mindset, which is the very important thing that you want to become an entrepreneur is your mindset. That means you do not just focus on the short term to get fast money, okay, not including alone, but also how do you direct yourself towards the effective persuasive entrepreneur. Okay, for that, Mr. Fong, we have come to an end very fast our session today. We got an interesting interesting topic to discuss. So maybe in the future we can ask Miss Waila to prolong the time so that we can have more input on our discussion. Okay, so guys, viewers, participants, okay, academicians, all right, MAIC staff, thank you for joining us, all right, and to listen and also to watch our live today with our special guest, Mr. Fong Yit Meng, okay, from Airbel Technologies. Thank you again, Mr. Fong, for your time, and we appreciate for your commitment as well as your participation to share with us another interesting topic. So hopefully in the future we can meet again to discuss another interesting topic and a sharing session like this. And thank you again for viewers. Okay, so if you want to know more about Masa Avenue International College, feel free to browse our website. Okay, MAIC, www.maic.edu.my, and you can also drop your message and contact our expert counselors to know more about programs. Okay, like our school offering a diploma in business, diploma in human resource, diploma in accounting, as well as certificate in business. So for that, the time has ended. Okay, thank you again, Mr. Fong, and thank you to our special organizer, Ms. Haila, to arrange this live session today for another open day. So hopefully we can meet again in the future. So again, take care all. Okay, stay safe, all right, and also to you, Mr. Fong, take care, and we hopefully can meet in future face to face and discuss further for collaboration. Thank you again. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Stay safe.